day 36 of the war, and this could be the biggest turning point in the war so far, as the Iranian media has now claimed that a US fighter jet has been shot down and its pilot has been captured. The details are still a little sketchy, but so far we are learning that the Americans have confirmed that a fighter jet was downed in Iran. In fact, on that we have more breaking update coming in, because this is a double whammy for the United States, as another fighter jet crashed near the Strait of Hormuz. We're talking about A-10 fighter jet that has been shot down by Iran, and in this incident we're learning that the lone pilot was rescued. This comes as American officials have launched a massive search operation for one of the two members of the F-15 that was shot down in Iran before this. So as you can see, in fact, this is the double whammy for the United States, as another aircraft has been shot down. Have a look at the visuals on your screen. Iran Aerospace Force has released a footage showing Iran Air Defense downing the American A-10 aircraft, and those are the visuals that we have got for you. This is the aircraft in question that has now been downed, is what we are learning, and this comes after F-15 aircraft was also shot down in Iran, but this one is near the Strait of Hormuz, is what we're learning. On that, let me get you more perspective and go across to my colleague Mayank, who's been tracking all the details. Good morning, Mayank. This is a double whammy for the United States. F-15 fighter jet and now A-10 jet that has been shot down. Give us more details.
Good morning, Akanksha. You know, in fact, it is becoming embarrassing by each passing day, in the sense that lots of claims have been always made by the US and Israel, saying that they had blunted, they had effectively dismantled, they had effectively destroyed the capabilities as far as Iran is concerned, capabilities, offensive capabilities and defensive capabilities, which included the air defense umbrella or kind of seekers, which is radars and all. But what you see is when F-15, which had been served as one of the main fighter jets, mainline fighter jets, or I mean for the US Air Force, it has been brought down. Not only has it brought down, the Iran has claimed, and which has not been denied-minded by the US, that they have captured one of the fighter pilots. The other thing, as we had informed, that it is towards the Strait of Hormuz, which has been the bane of contention, or has been at the center of attraction between the people during this whole warfare. Now, there also A-10 has been shot down, which is a close support aircraft, which means, is there a close combat taking place that side, or was the US trying to ingress its foot soldiers that side, that a close combat support aircraft was there? But then what we were trying to say is that Iran has not only claimed, they have brought down the images, and the US has also accepted that both the aircrafts were shot down. The second point which is important to bring out here is that when combat search was launched in order to locate the second fighter pilot of the F-15, they were hugged away. They were pushed out of the air zones of Iran. What it means also, now interestingly, what happens, the area in which the F-15 is said to be brought down has a lot of foliage, which is, it is a jungle, it is a mountain terrain and all. What it does is actually, it makes for the radars or the surveillance difficult. And in that case, it becomes difficult for the forces to locate the fighter pilot in this case. So it had become difficult because of that also. But using the terrain towards its benefit, Iran had been able to effectively push out the search and rescue operation, which was that side. Now, let us bring in a major aspect to it. I mean, this was the details of the operation which was going on there, or the event which has taken place. What is bigger than that is the messaging.
Absolutely, and this, in fact, is a double whammy for the United States, as another fighter jet has crashed near the Strait of Hormuz. Let me take you through the visuals as well, but before that, we have a very important breaking update coming in. As far as Donald Trump is concerned, he has, in a brief phone interview, refused to discuss the specifics of the ongoing search and rescue efforts in Iran after the American jet was down. Asked if today's event will affect any negotiation with Iran. Remember, the back-channel talks are currently underway. The US president has now said that it would not. He has said, and I quote, "No, not at all. No, it's a war. We are in a war," is what he has said. So that's a reaction coming in from Donald Trump as far as downing of the fighter jet. Not just one, but another jet has also been downed in the Strait of Hormuz, is what we are learning. Mayank, do tell us about the statement that is coming from Donald Trump, and also more about the location of this fighter jet that has been downed in Iran. Do we know anything about it? And if the pilot is in fact captured by the Iranian authorities there, what would it mean for the escalation of the fight? Would it mean that Iran will be getting a bigger bargaining chip as far as the escalation or de-escalation negotiation of the war is concerned?
If it is a matter of a fighter pilot of the US Air Force who is in captivity of the enemy forces, which is in this case Iran, the president of the US would have been the first one to deny it effectively in so many words. But if he is not coming out, is he indirectly saying that yes, or is he able to, or he has been briefed that the fighter pilot is already in the captivity of Iran? But for that, we need to wait, because Iran would not keep it in hiding, and they would come out with the images, and images which would make it look better, in the sense that they have looked after a prisoner of war. Because in a case of warfare, if a person or if a soldier is caught by an enemy side, they have to give him a decent treatment as per the laws, Geneva Convention, as per the UN laws. So in this case, they will have to willy-nilly look after the fighter pilot and will have to bring him out in public. And those images, once they come out, is going to be very embarrassing. And this is important that we underline this point, that it is going to be embarrassing for the Air Force, for the US and its president, because they had made so many claims, and loud claims, I mean, to bring out loud claims saying that they had destroyed the capabilities of Iran, not only to launch attack, but initially the defensive capabilities, which is air defense umbrella, saying that they had destroyed the Air Force, they had destroyed the Navy, and they had also destroyed the military industrial complex, in this case the missile manufacturing capability. But here we see that not only two aircraft, which are important, sophisticated and mainline fighter jets of the US, they have been shot down, but more than that, a fighter pilot is said to be claimed by Iran, that they have caught the fighter pilot with them. Once the images come out, that is going to make a major effect. It will change the perception, mindset of the population of the US, because that will make the appearances will be very painful, that a US soldier is in captivity of the enemy side. In this case, it is Iran. So it will definitely change the direction of the talks, which is going to take place in future. Because as of now, the things are in dilemma, or there's no clarity as far as talks is concerned.
Absolutely, and this is what they call is the fog of war, because both the sides are making different claims. Iran is saying that they've captured the pilot. US, on the other hand, in fact, they are claiming that the pilot has been recovered from the spot, is what we're learning so far. Stay on with us. We have a breaking update coming in, a statement that is coming from the Speaker of Islamic Republic of Iran's parliament. In fact, he has mocked the United States. He has posted on social media, and I quote, "After defeating Iran 37 times in a row, this brilliant no-strategy war they started has now been degraded from regime change to, hey, can anyone find our pilots, please?" So let me take you through what the Iran's parliament speaker has posted on social media, in a way mocking the United States as far as the shooting down of their fighter jet is concerned. He has said that after defeating Iran 37 times in a row, this brilliant no-strategy war they started has now been downgraded to from regime change to, hey, can anyone find our pilots, please? Wow, what incredible progress, absolute geniuses. This is how, in fact, now Iran is mocking the United States, the the administration there that they all started with the objective of regime change, but now they're stuck on this point. Can anyone find our pilots? Because the search is on. We're learning the search and rescue operation in Iran is currently underway to locate those pilots. On the other hand, Iranian media has in fact requested people to capture this pilot, and if they do, then there will be bounty and for an award that will be given as far as the information is concerned. Mayank, do take us through more details, because not just one jet, but another jet has also been shot down, and the location is quite important. It is the Strait of Hormuz. Take us through more details as far as the second jet is concerned.
Now, the second jet A-10 is said to be a close support aircraft. Now, when we use a close support aircraft, it can be further expanded for the viewers that it is used in case a ground attack is launched. If we see from that, or if we try to analyze from this perspective, is there a ground attack taking place? Are the forces from with the US or the soldiers of the US, they are being increased in territorially into that area? And is the Kharg island one of the main goal to be captured? That has to be understood, because Strait of Hormuz is a larger area, and in that case, from which side, what kind of a movement is taking place, it is going to become very important. Because if a CSA, which is close support aircraft, has been shot down by the Iran, that means there was an engagement there. The second point, let's talk about the speaker's statement which has come out. Right in the beginning of the warfare, we had reported, and it was the claims or the statements made by the White House right in the beginning, with two important goals which were defined. I mean, this was apart from the regime change, that they will effectively destroy the military industrial complex, the capabilities to manufacture weapons by the Iran, and also they will hit Iran in such a way that they won't be able to support the proxies, which in this case would be Hezbollah, Hamas, or Houthis. Now, has that been achieved? Because if Iran is able to launch attacks, that is again something on which the US has been embarrassed, and Speaker is trying to mock from that perspective only, because he's talking about goals. Coming back to Strait of Hormuz, it has become the bone of contention on a larger plank now, because the entire world is encompassed in this war which is taking place, said to be taking place or located in the geographical area of Middle East.
Right.
But fuel, energy security, manufacturing capability of the masses of a continent like Asia, which includes the countries like India or the China, which are said to be the manufacturing base of the world, South Korea, Japan, it has got affected. What has also been affected is the masses, the people who use something like compressed natural gas or fuel, which is petrol, diesel and other products, byproducts of crude oil and all, fertilizers, helium. I mean, it is going to affect the agricultural sector also. Right. And gradually it is going to affect the manufacturing of chips, which continues this warfare minded. The navigation capability, the homing capability, the seekers capability, they run on something called chips, and that is going to affect the manufacturing of the chips also. So
absolutely, because in the last 24 hours, two of the jets belonging to US, they have been shot down, is what Iran has said. And now Iran's parliamentary speaker, he is mocking the United States that they started with the objective of a regime change, but now they're trying to locate their pilot, calling this a no-strategy war. Now, here's why the capture could be a huge turning point in the war. This could actually force the US to de-escalate the conflict, and crucially, it also provides Iran a bargaining chip against the US. So let me give you the reason why it matters. Reason number one is this could force the US to de-escalate the conflict, because Iran could use this as a bargaining chip if, in case as they're claiming the pilot has been captured. Reason number 3, Iran could extract crucial information from this captured pilot, may force US to engage in the risky rescue operation as well, undermines America's claim of military superiority. Because remember, Donald Trump in the last few days has already declared that US has won the war. Their military capability, their naval, their aerial capability, that has been completely wiped out. So in that backdrop, it really undermines America's claim of superiority over Iran as far as military is concerned. We have another breaking update coming in. IRGC